and welcome to Under the Lights, the boxing talk show brought to you by Sportology TV with myself, Ali Drew, and my co-host, Ouney.
Guys, welcome to Under the Lights, the boxing talk show powered by Sportology TV. This is episode number 5, but let's do a recap on episode number 4. First of all, in part 2, we had Dave Caldwell join us, talk about Hopi Price, Jordan Gill, having fun in fight camp and everything to do with this craziness between Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren and tweets and press releases and everything else. So definitely give that a check out. We also had a big man, and I mean physically a big man, in regards to Joseph Parker, the former IBF heavyweight champion of the world, join us. So give episode 4, check out part 1 and part 2. This week, we've got a fighter who's chomping at the bits. He's ready to fight on Saturday night for the British light heavyweight title, none other than Shakan Pittars. Shakan, how you doing, my friend?
I'm good, man. How you doing yourself?
All good, all good. Seems like it's a crazy busy week for you this week.
Yeah, it's been, it's always busy fight week, you know what I mean? Of getting the last bit of media things out. Obviously, last bit of preparations all done. And yeah, fight week's always busy.
What's the sort of schedule for this week? Is it different because of obviously all the COVID testing and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, we're expected to go to the hotel a little bit earlier. COVID testing, all fighters are going to get it regardless. But it's, you know, it's the last bit of this, like things like sharpening up. All the training, all the running, and all the fitness side of things is basically in the bank. And obviously catching up with family and friends before I go and things like that, really. So it is a bit busy for me. And obviously in the media side of things, a lot of people want to hear how I feel fight week and, you know, what's my plans and things like that. So yeah, it is always busy talking and doing media stuff.
Well, what are you taking with you to the hotel? Some fighters take their PS4s, their Xboxes, and everything else to keep them occupied. What are you going to be taking with you?
You know what? I've not put on my PS4 since, oh man, probably last year. I don't play it anymore. It just collects dust. I'm not interested in games, so I'll probably just carry myself on my phone. I've got Netflix on my phone. I've got my account on there, so I could watch, you know, a few documentaries or movies and things like that. So that's what I'll probably do. Cool.
Let's talk about why we've called you today and why you've, you know, decided to take this interview. It's because it's a busy week. It's a monumental week for you this week, fighting for that British title, the one that many greats have won in the past. Just talk to me about what it means fighting for such a big title in a very short professional career. You've only had 13 fights.
Yeah, it means a lot, man. The British title obviously is the pinnacle of British boxing. Everybody from, you know, the amateurs to when you first start off pro, I think they visualise themselves winning the British title before anyone even talks about world titles and everything. So British title gets you in a good world ranking, puts you in a good spot, good position, and yeah, it's good to be fighting for one. I can't express, you know. Obviously, it's a bit of a damper fighting how we're fighting under, you know, behind closed door scenes. But it's nothing that will bother me. I'll adapt to that. But it would have been good for the family and friends to obviously be there and witness when I win right there. But I'm sure they'll be watching on anyway. But it does mean a lot, man. The bout's it's a very special bout, as you said. Sorry, a lot of great British boxers have won that bout and went on to big things. So hopefully, obviously, I should be adding to that myself.
Fighting Chad Sugden on Saturday. Do you know much about him? Have you studied him, and what kind of fight are you expecting?
Yeah, well, I know obviously he's, you know, he's coming from a fighting background himself, more of a kickboxing background. Obviously, just like himself, I've been in the gym from a very young age, you know, training alongside my dad and my older brothers who are boxers themselves. My dad was a pro boxer himself, so it's something installed in myself, just like him and his brothers, you know. So, you know, I've got that fighting streak in me as well. But I think I haven't seen much of him boxing. I've seen his fight against obviously Craig Richards. You know, if he had 2 weeks' notice, as he says, you know, he gave all right account of himself. But me and Craig's different fighters, and I realised that when we fight, obviously this Saturday, you know what I mean. There is different levels with me and Craig, and I believe I'll show that on Saturday.
Shakan, I want to ask you, this is your biggest fight of your career. When you step into the ring, is there always nerves? Because I'll tell you why I'm asking this. I was watching something with George Foreman, and he said that if you're not getting nerves, that was the time he didn't get nerves, he lost to Muhammad Ali. He goes, there's always a bit of jitteriness, butterflies in your stomach. Do you feel like, obviously on Saturday night, it's going to be your biggest fight of your career, do you feel like these nerves or this jitteriness, you're going to need to push yourself further?
You know what? Every fight for me is a big fight. You know what I mean? Whether it's from my first to now, or from my first fight to now has obviously got me to this point. So I'm not. Listen, there's no doubt I'm not overlooking Chad, and I'll never overlook any. You know, he's a worthy, credible opponent. He's got a great record. He put a great account on himself with Craig. He's gonna come swinging. It's his big moment as well. But I believe in my skills, and I'm a testimony to how hard I train. I know I train very hard in the gym. That's what gives him my confidence. I do respect all my opponents. I do respect him as a fighter as well. There's no, bad blood or anything. It's just business. But I've got to ultimately believe in myself, as I always do, and show up on Saturday. I don't focus on what I can't control. The things what I can control about myself is my performance, my focus, where my headspace is, how I'm feeling. I can't control anything else. But I'll get my confidence from my training, and that's all I can do. Nervous for me, the nervousness for me doesn't really, kick in much like that. It doesn't with a lot of my fights. I'm one of those, what will be. I've trained hard and that's it.
How much was the Ultimate Fighter a good part of your career? Because you fought, obviously after that, you fought for the English and now you're fighting for the British. How much did that mean to you, winning the Ultimate Fighter?
Yeah, it meant a lot. It was my first fight at light heavyweight. Obviously, so it was new to me making that weight. My lowest weight, even before, even when I was amateur as well, because amateur was 81. Obviously, making 79 kg, 2 kg difference was a bit different. But Ultimate Boxer was a great platform for me to be on. Obviously, it was televised. Audience got to see what I was about. And now, now I've got a platform, a Channel 5 platform. It's gonna boost my my career, my profile more.
And your last fight was last year against Dex Spellman, who you beat for the second time. Did you watch his fight against Lyndon Arthur?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did watch that fight.
What did you think about it?
It was a good fight. I think Lyndon controlled the fight very well. He used his jab very well. He looked sharp. He just done what he had to do to win. He's always going to come forward, and he's going to come forward, and that's what he done.
And is he a sort of someone you're looking at? Is there anyone in particular, like Lyndon Arthur, Anthony Yarde, any of the sort of light heavyweights that you've got your sights set on in the British division? Nah,
for me, I don't honestly look at any I don't call out anyone. I don't look at anyone. If in due time is there my next opponent or in front of me, then that's it. But I don't really look ahead of anyone, and I can't afford to look ahead of anything else. But August 22nd, this Saturday, so I don't honestly look at anyone. We're in a business. If the fight makes sense with any of these light heavyweights, and it's gonna be the right timing or whatever, then yeah, by all means it be. But I don't look at anyone or anything like that. I just focus on me.
So we just talked about Lyndon Arthur there. We know him and Anthony Yarde will be facing each other at some point in this year. Just talk to me about that fight. Anthony Yarde, Lyndon Arthur, who do you see winning that fight?
Both obviously good boxers, both carry power. Lyndon's obviously got a lot of good experience in the amateurs, done well as an amateur. Yarde, he's obviously been tested at world level, gave a good account of himself against Kovalev. It's a close one to call for me. You know what I mean? I wish them both the best in it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to sit here and call a winner or whatever. They're both obviously good boxers and good fighters. I just think it was whoever adapts and brings their own game on the night, and whoever lands that vital punch will get it. You know what I mean? Obviously, it'd be a close one. I'll be watching it though. I'm looking forward to watching it.
Should be a good fight.
Cool. Shakan, I'm not sure if you're still here. You're there. Firstly, good luck on Saturday night.
Yep.
Big fight for yourself, obviously. I know you've got a lot of stuff to do today. I know you're busy today. You're busy for the rest of the week, and you've got to do all this COVID testing. So good luck. Thank you very much for talking to us. We appreciate your time. Hopefully we'll speak to you very soon as well. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no worries, man. We'll catch up. Thanks very much for your time.
Take care.
Good luck on Saturday. See you soon.
Guys, that's it for part one. Shakan Pittars fight for the British title. We know he was busy. There was a few technical issues, so we do apologise. But as on this show, we try to get the fighters are fighting on the weekend. He's busy trying to do his thing in regards to running about before he sort of hides in this hotel. But yeah, that was Shakan Pittars fighting for the British title. On part 2, we have somebody who's been around the game for a long time, somebody who's been a great commentator, pundit for a very, very long time, and former boxer, Barry Jones. So guys, stay tuned.